Welcome back, strangers. The Green Children of Woolpit were two children of unusual skin color who appeared in the village of Woolpit in Suffolk, England, sometime in the 12th century. They spoke an unknown language, wore unusual clothes, and would only eat beans. Eventually, one learned to speak English and explained that she and her brother had come from St. Martin's Land, a subterranean world inhabited by green people. Who were the Green Children of Woolpit? Were they telling the truth, or were they just two delusional, diseased children who spawned a centuries-old myth? This is one of my favorites. Historians William Newberg and Ralph Coxwell both have their own recorded accounts of what happened when the Green Children appeared in Woolpit. Both tell the same general story, however they differ in a few details. Sometime in the 12th century, two confused children were discovered by villagers beside one of the wolf pits used to trap animals that the village is named after. William of Newburgh said that the event happened while King Stephen was still the reigning monarch, and that the kids were found during the harvest. Both historical accounts agree that the two children were siblings, had green skin, spoke an unknown language, and wore clothes made from an unknown material. For months, the children would only eat raw beans. When the children finally began eating normal food regularly, the green shade of their skin started to fade away. Both historians believe that the change in skin color was the result of their new diet. The siblings were taught to speak English and were baptized. After being baptized, the children reverted to eating nothing but raw beans again. Soon the boy became extremely sick and died. He always appeared to be sickly, but the sudden regression in his diet may have been too much for his small body to handle. Fortunately, his sister did survive and began eating normal again. Her skin slowly began to lose its green tint completely. She grew up, became fluent in English, and eventually even got married. The girl was often asked where they had come from. She always answered that her home was always green everywhere. Everything was shades of green. She said that the sun did not rise and that it was always nighttime. She claimed that they arrived in Woolpit after they had entered a cave while following the cows their family had been tending. While inside the cave, the children were put in a trance by the sound of bells, and they wandered for quite a while before emerging in the village of Woolpit. When they finally made their way out of the cave, they were blinded by the bright light from the sun and the warm air blowing on their skin. They were terrified, so they laid and hid in the cave until they were discovered by the villagers who were working the nearby fields for the harvest. William of Newburgh recorded that once the children had learned English, and when they were asked about their home, they always answered they were from the land of St. Martin. The children loved the land they came from and claimed their main religion in St. Martin's Land is Christianity and that there were churches. When asked if sunrises occurred there, the reply was, "The sun does not rise on our people. Our land is little cheered by its beams, and we are content with what you call twilight, the light that precedes the sunrise and follows the sunset." William of Newburgh used earlier sources on the children's story as reference. However, he never cited any specific source and most likely added more information that he had found. He also used eyewitness reports from powerful people such as nobles and priests of the village. He only used eyewitness testimonies of those that he knew were personally alive when the children appeared and the events occurred. Ralph of Coxwell did the same thing, which causes issues with the historical accuracy of the event. Eyewitness testimonies can be unreliable, especially for extraordinarily unusual events. Even if the historians trusted their sources, it doesn't mean that what they had recorded was 100% true. It should also be considered that Ralph and William documented the event 4 decades after it occurred and never managed to interview the green girl who survived, got married, and supposedly lived happily ever after. William of Newburgh is the only source that mentions the children's clothes were a particular color and made from material that no one recognized at the time. There's not much more information about this, but some historians believe that the color could be something that was not commonly used on clothes back then. Their clothes could also have been made from a material that had not been imported to Woolpit yet. Both historians believe that the green pigment of the children's skin were due to their diet, but they also speculate that their skin may have only been dyed. Ralph used terms which could be translated to tinge or color or dye. Modern historians believe the children's skin may have just been dyed or artificially stained green temporarily. A possible explanation as to why the people of Woolpit could not understand the children is because they were most likely foreigners. Woolpit is located in an area that is a traveler's road branching out into 2 different port cities. There was also a shrine dedicated to the Virgin Mary, which was a pilgrimage site. Woolpit is also near the town of Bury St. Edmunds, which used to hold an international trading fair that was attended by merchants from different countries from all around the world. There is a chance that foreign merchants may have lost both their kids one day, and later the lost children wandered into Woolpit. Historian Paul Harris believed that the strange siblings were children of Flemish merchants that settled in England and worked as weavers or something related to the textile industry. He claimed that it is possible that the family lived in Forham St. Martin, hence why the children said they were from St. Martin's Land, and were driven out after an attack. Henry II banished all Flemish people from England, and a large number of Flemish people were killed near Bury St. Edmunds in 1173 at the Battle of Forham. Paul Harris also noted that the Flemish people were known to have textiles that were beautifully dyed and woven, and that's why the children were found wearing strange clothing. Unfortunately, the historical accounts we have do not provide enough details in the children's clothing to know for certain that they were Flemish. But what about the real mystery? Why were the children green? There's still no solid explanation of this, but many believe it was a result of a medical condition. One popular theory at the time among the villagers of Woolpit was that the siblings had been poisoned with arsenic by their uncle or another family, which turned their skin green. The children were left to die in the wolf pit that they were discovered in. This is improbable, as arsenic poisoning leaves the skin darkened, blue-tinged, yellow-tinged, or pale, but not green. Sadly, we may never know the truth about the Green Children of Woolpit. There are countless theories, but we still don't know if they actually existed. I love this story. I hate that we don't know if it's true or what happened. I think there's some truth to it. I mean, we had the blue people of Kentucky. That was a thing in America. That was a real condition. So what do you think? The most logical theory out of everything is that if the Green Children existed, that they were the children of foreign merchants. Maybe they had a disease or something else and they were separated from their family. Strangers, do you believe that there is any truth to this medieval legend? Let us know why you think they were green in the comments below. Also, would you like us to cover the blue people of Kentucky? Blake did a report on that in school back in the day, so there's probably some information there. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate you making it to the end. It makes me happy. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you enjoy video games and all things retro, check out Blake's channel, Retrograde. He's been posting there. I've been trying to post more short form content everywhere. Trying to do something. Be creative. And as always, stay strange.